Daddy Gamer Diaries, where we play all the games every day. Okay, uno, dos, tres. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Diego, coming at you straight from the capital city. And today in Daddy Gamer Diaries, I want to talk a little bit about a daddy and one of the games that I'm playing. So, as you guys may remember, I finished off a couple of gigantic games and moved on to a couple of newer ones. And what I'm playing on my PS5 at nighttime before I go to bed is God of War, the 2018 game. I have no prior exposure to any of the previous God of War games, other than some YouTube videos. Never played any of them. Definitely heard all of the hubbubaloo about this game and it being a fantastic game when it came out. I never really expected myself to be a PlayStation owner until my wife got me a PS5, and I've been loving it ever since. I'm playing God of War and really enjoying it. But for today, I just want to really talk about, just narrow in on the thing that I'm probably enjoying the most, which isn't, like the combat, which is silky smooth, or, the graphics and everything. It's the relationship with Kratos and Atreus. It is beautifully honest. And the game, I'm sure you guys all know, Atreus is Kratos' son. Kratos' wife, Atreus' mother, is dead. And at the very beginning of the game, they have to burn her body to turn it into ashes, and they're on a mission to find the highest mountain in the realm upon which to spread her ashes. And there begins our quest, along with a bunch of other, mysterious twists and turns. And right from the very beginning, you sense the tremendous grief and loss, and I think fear that Atreus has. The person that he was closest to is gone.
Except, I don't mean that. I love him. I just wish he was better. I know he can be. So if he tries, I'll try. But if he doesn't, please come back. I know you're out there somewhere.
I think like a lot of boys, learned about his father secondhand. I don't know, if we ever have this experience, with moms, that we have to ask other people, what was mom like? Can you tell me about mom? But with dads, almost universally, I certainly can recall this, having to ask either my mother or my grandparents, what was dad like about blah, 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 whether it's for lack of availability or fear or just lack of connection there. And Atreus definitely learned about his father secondhand through his mother. But she essentially did all the primary care and teaching of him. His weapon in the game is this cool bow and arrow, and she's the one who taught him, how to shoot, made the bow for him, and to see then this transition in which he has to embrace Kratos as his primary, caretaker / teacher / mentor, is really something that I think the game throws in some comedy along the way to kind of make it more palatable, but it's nevertheless so real and relatable.
Boy, read this. Boy, what's that say?
Only time you want to talk to me is when you need
Do you want to tell me something?
I said, the only time you care to talk to me is when you need me to translate for you. If Mom was here...
If your mother was still alive, we would not be here at all.
Having a son of my own who is going to be turning 7 this year, and seeing that process of differentiation and identifying his own personalities and being able to state when he's upset with me or what he doesn't like, while still wanting guidance, while still wanting, recognition and approval and love, all these things. Atreus has this, and it's beautiful to see that he's got the freedom to be able to voice his discontent, and that Kratos, for the most part, doesn't shut him up, doesn't squelch him, but rather, allows him to have, his negative emotions while still trying to teach him along the way.
All right, say it. I told you so.
I told you so.
You are naive, foolish boy.
This is true as well. But do not take your disappointment out on me, boy. Take it as a lesson.
Yes, sir.
And some tough lessons to learn, like confronting fear.
The ring! On that severed hand! Attached to the Soul Eater. Well, we know what happened to Invari now. We can just go tell Brock. No need to fight it, right?
No, we will fight it.
But why?
Because you are frightened of it.
Other tough lessons to learn are, the balance between becoming less naive without becoming, too cynical. How do you balance that? Like wanting to help people.
Asking for help.
We are here for the light. I do not care who they are, nor what they want.
You never care about anything.
You have something to say?
No. Luger.
Realizing that some people prey upon the fact that others want to help, and this internal dialogue that Atreus has at times throughout the game of realizing, my dad is trying.
You see with the eyes of a child. In war, a soldier sees beauty only in the blood of his enemy. The rest of him is lost, sometimes never to return.
So, I guess we should keep an eye out for other spirits.
What did I say about distractions?
But it sounds like they needed help.
They are spirits, boy. Dead things. They have no needs, only wants.
It feels wrong to ignore them.
You will get over these feelings.
Mom would have wanted to help them.
What was that, boy?
Nothing.
I thought as much.
And this is now a 4-year-old game, so I'll go into quasi-spoiler territory here, but Kratos has not revealed to his son that he's a god. And, he comes across people in the game who are right away able to note, oh, yeah, you're a god, dude. You haven't told your son yet your true nature, his true nature. One scene in particular is your son's going to resent you the longer you hold on to that.
In case he can't resurrect me, there's something you need to know. Boy, the longer you wait to tell him his true nature, the more damage you do. He will resent you, and you may lose him forever.
There is much about me I would not have him know.
So you value your privacy more than your son, eh?
I'm going to cut off your head now.
Fair enough.
I mean, that is a brutal lesson. As fathers, we all have carried flaws in our lives, have hurt people that we love, oftentimes have hurt the mothers of our children. And the more that we try to hide, those parts of ourselves from our kids, the more painful it will become when they realize, that truth, especially in the sense of doing things that affected the people that they cared about the most.
Do you think for this last leg up the mountain that maybe I can carry her?
I told you no.
Why? She meant more to me than you anyway.
What?
I just meant I spent more time with you. You were off hunting a lot.
It would serve you to stop talking.
This game is a very, very emotionally compelling game. And it's also fun to play. It's funny to go through, but like, I don't want this ride to end because I am in love with the story of Kratos and Atreus. You know, I gotta say, I was not expecting that. I'd heard, you know, this is a story about, you know, Kratos growing up, no longer being the womanizer, warlord, you know, settling down, becoming a dad. But the delivery of this and the taking of opportunities to really get into the nature of loss, of variation of expressions of grief, you know, Kratos saying like, you know, don't confuse my silence for lack of grief, speaks volumes. It tells Atreus like, you know, I am grieving. However, for whatever reasons, Kratos has adopted this kind of stoic facade, and Atreus, you know, will get to decide like, you know, is that the way that I want to handle my emotions of grief? You know, is this, you know, what's going to be right for me too? And what is Kratos' motivation? He says, you know, while we're on this dangerous journey, at least one of us has to be focused. You know, our focus and emotional processing, mutually exclusive, all this stuff, man. This game is about masculinity and emotional growth in a way that they just snuck it right in. It's beautiful stuff. I'm loving the game. I'm also loving 13 Sentinels, like I said previously. And one last thing, I want to make a plug for Andor, okay? Star Wars series that really doesn't feel like a Star Wars series at all. First episode, I thought I was watching some Blade Runner stuff. You know, just great characters, really smart telling of, you know, political climate in, you know, these distant planets. And then literally an entire 7 episodes into this first season, I haven't seen a single use of the Force. And I can't imagine a Star Wars show or movie not being obsessed about the Force. It really is really fantastic to see kind of delivery and tale of courage and anger, seeking justice, you know, all without having to rely upon, you know, this mythical power that's going to do things for you. But like people having to scrape together, band together, help people, even though it makes no sense to. You know, how do we navigate all that stuff? Awesome show, guys. Awesome show. Hey, also, Diego Luna. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Diego, right? Love you guys. Have fun. And World Cup's coming soon, so I'm going to be crazy. Bye.
That's a tough crew.
And all were his responsibility.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Does it frighten you? Responsibility.
Oh, no. I don't think so. I mean, I think it used to, but not as much anymore.
Why is that?
Well, being out here with you makes me feel more grown up.